Good morning. This is Cindy Harding with Outlaws Capital Partners, and today is day 20 of 30. Can you believe it? 20 lives, 10 to go. Today is part two of how to have a successful close in a small market, and we're going to talk today about the Chamber of Commerce. Now, I mentioned them yesterday that they were instrumental in helping us understand the economic drivers in Vicksburg. Um, and multifamily is all about relationships, where we really work on creating those relationships. And this is one that we fostered throughout our raise. And once we purchased the property, we continued to have conversations with the chamber. And most importantly was when we were planning for our Investors Day. We set aside a day about 6 weeks after we had purchased the property and invited our investors to join us for a tour of the complex and of Vicksburg itself. And as we were preparing for this, my partner, Sherry Hatch, she was in charge of Investors Day. We were chatting about it, and she asked, like, where should we take our investors in Vicksburg? What should we take them to see? And my answer was, don't ask me, ask Marcus, the guy from the chamber. Let's see what he has to say. And so she was able to connect with him, and he actually became a tour guide for us, if you can believe that. So I'm just going to give you a little quick snippet of our day and how the chamber played a role in it. So we met at a hotel. Most of the investors stayed at one hotel, and we had chartered a bus. So we all got on the bus and went to the complex. And we had let our property management company know that we were coming and had asked them to have like some pastries and coffee for the investors. And wow, they did a great job. They had fruit, they had yogurt, they had biscuits and chicken, biscuits and sausage, some pastries, orange juice, coffee. They just really outdid themselves. And so it was super nice. Um, One of our capex was to remodel the leasing office. It was very dated and definitely needed a fresh coat of paint and some beautiful colors and create an inviting environment. And that is exactly what they did. And they actually had it ready for us when we went on the tour. So the investors were able to see the leasing office, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So we met in the office and talked a little bit about the property and some of the things that we were accomplishing there. And then we spent, I don't know, a good amount of time just walking around the property, looking at the different buildings and the pool and the laundry room. And so the investors could really get a good sense of the complex. So it was a beautiful day. It wasn't raining, which was unusual, I guess, for that time. And so we enjoyed being able to walk the property and to look at, the complex itself. And then we boarded the bus and we went to Sports Force Park. So this is a pretty new park. It's been around for about a year. And what it is it's actually a community ball field. It is privately owned. It has professional artificial turf, and the fields can be for softball or football or soccer. They're able to, shift them around, and they host tournaments. So we met with the general manager Friday morning. Now they weren't open yet, but he came down and opened for us so that we could see it. And that weekend they were hosting 50 um, teams that were coming in. I'm sorry, 75 teams that were coming in for a tournament that weekend. But what makes this park so unusual and just amazing to me is if you've ever been to a sports park where you've got tournaments going, you have a lot of downtime in between. And often you have siblings or kids that one's playing but the other one isn't. And this park is designed for families. So when you go in through the gates, you get a wristband. And the wristband allows you to play putt-putt golf, to zip line, to enjoy the bounce houses. They have concessions, they have a restaurant. So, I mean, it is really designed for you to be able to be there all day and to enjoy it as well. I will say have been open for 1 year, and in that 1 year, it has had a $12 million impact on the economy of Vicksburg. So, pretty impressive. Then we were able to get back on the bus, and that's where Marcus from the Chamber of Commerce joined us, and he was basically our tour guide as we went around through Vicksburg. We were able to tour the ports to be able to see the industry that's going there, and then we went to a local restaurant. It is an old Southern home that has been converted into a restaurant that serves really yummy food. Great fried chicken and some good Southern side dishes. And so we were able to enjoy lunch together with the investors. And then after lunch, we went to um, the Academy of Innovation. And that is a new school that has been built. And it is a STEM school. The budget for it was $16 million, and it is just now open to the public. Actually, when we went, they asked us not to take any pictures, that they had not had the ribbon cutting yet, and so they hadn't released pictures yet to the community. But the superintendent of the school district met us there and gave us a tour of this facility, and it is extremely high tech. One of the things that they did is they met with the local employers, one of which is the Army Corps of Engineers, and ask, what are you looking for in your employees? And how can we help these students have the skills and the knowledge that they need to, to be able to come and work for you? And they offer internships to a lot of the businesses there. It started out in a wing of a high school, and it has grown to the point now that they have their own facility. One of the things that the superintendent was telling us is that there are 5 businesses that are ran out of that school. One is a credit union and it's all the employees are students there. Another one is the school itself has a commercial kitchen, and so they cook lunches and sell them for one of the businesses in the school. They also do catering, off-site. So 5 different businesses that are being run out of the school. And one of the things that he was stressing is that it teaches them really how to be an entrepreneur and how to run a business. So even with the school lunches, they have to keep track of how much it cost, what was the cost of the labor, how much did they sell it for, so that they really are learning how to evaluate business and to really hone in on that. So that was just a wonderful bonus that we didn't even know that we were going to be able to go into the academy and see it. Another place that we went was downtown Vicksburg, which is on the Mississippi River, and we were able to see a building. It was a large brick building. It was built in the 50s, and they are renovating it. And it is right on the Mississippi River. It's next door to the convention center. And so they were able to complete the funding for that in the last few months. And the funding on that was $21 million. So it's completely funded. They're renovating it. It's 3 stories. So the bottom story will be like open to the public and have Wi-Fi and places for people to meet. The second and third floor will actually have businesses, and the Chamber of Commerce is moving down there. A portion of the support for the Army Corps of Engineers is moving down there, and then the Port Commission will be moving their office there. So they're definitely doing things that have a high impact on the economy. And all of this we learned through the Chamber of Commerce, through the Director of Economic Development. So that is a person that I highly recommend that you connect with in whatever city you're in, that you're looking to purchase an apartment complex, to contact the chamber, talk with the Director of Economic Development, and they will help you understand what is driving that economy. So that is part 2 of how to have a successful close in a small market. Hopefully that will help you. If I can help you in any way, please reach out, and have a great day. Have a blessed weekend.